Hi there, and thanks for watching this video about going to market teachers first for EdTech companies. How to go to market teachers first without getting stuck in a rut. So what do I mean by teachers first? Well, it's a go-to-market strategy whereby you address your teachers directly to your product without involving their school or their school district, even though ultimately when your product is more mature, you do plan for the district to be your ultimate buyer. And we're going to look at why teachers first is a very natural way to go to market for an ed tech company, but also some issues with teachers first that can cause it to fail as a go-to-market strategy, that can cause you to hit that growth wall. And then how to succeed with teachers first. A few key steps to take that'll make this a successful go-to-market strategy for your ed tech company. So without further ado, let's dive in. So the situation is you've got a promising ed tech product. It's probably got a district level solution and a teacher level solution, but your initial product is that teacher product, primarily because the teacher product is easier to build with fewer complicated features that are required for the district level product. So you're kind of going to market with your MVP. That's for teachers. And obviously, you know, a great way to address the market when all you have is a product for teachers is by going teachers first. That is addressing the teachers directly. Now, for a lot of startups, they need to book revenue. I mean, revenue, you need revenue to survive. You also need revenue to prove the viability of your business. So going teachers first often also means selling to teachers. And that's one of the ways you can quickly get into a rut also is with your teacher pricing, but we'll leave that aside for a moment. So what are the main consequences of going teachers first? First of all, it means less time focusing on districts, which are your eventual target customer. So you have to balance that out and always keep your eye on the fact that eventually the district is your customer. Also, as I just mentioned, like teacher pricing can complicate your future transition to school or district pricing. And you know, a big problem is with the freemium pricing model. And I'm not going to get into it now, but for a lot of reasons, freemium, which is great when you're first starting out, can really create a lot of complications when you're trying to make that transition to the district buyer. And again, I'm not going to address that right now, but it is something that's worth talking about. Since freemium, you know, it's like freemium is dead, long live freemium. It has so many drawbacks and yet so many near-term benefits, a lot of companies still use it. The other one is that when you go teachers first, you're going to get a lot of the innovator and early adopter teachers, like teachers that go out and find the new things. And that's great, but it's really actually difficult to get those like, you know, the main market, the majority, the early majority and the late majority teachers going to them directly. Usually they need to see school and district support before they'll adopt. And so teachers first actually only works for a limited amount of time. Once you've acquired those innovator and early adopter teachers, you really have to be ready at that point to have shifted your gears and be going into a district sales model. And all of this means, like, beware the idea of bottom up. So what is bottom up? Well, it's this idea that once teachers have adopted your product, schools will purchase it based on teacher enthusiasm. Obviously, schools want to help teachers. If teachers love something, a school should want to purchase it, right? And then districts will do the same based on school enthusiasm. It all makes perfect sense, except actually this promise doesn't really match up with reality. And here's why. So let's say you have your solution, it's targeted at teachers. They'll happily use it, especially if it's a freemium or free. If it's really, really useful to them, some will agree to pay for it. However, when those teachers go to their principals and say, hey, principal, why don't you pay for this product for me instead? The principal will do their best. You know, they'll try. And you can definitely sell to schools based on sort of this bottom-up model. But it's always going to be a tenuous relationship between you and the school because the school is pinching that budget, you know, pinching pennies from the district, using discretionary money, but they don't really have the support of the district to be using that product. So it's kind of a tenuous relationship between you and the school and getting that renewal. And then when you try to go to the district level on bottom up, you're saying to the district administrator, hey, teachers love this product. The schools are trying to buy it from them. They can't without your support, so we think you should buy it. And here's a problem with that. As much as district administrators do want to support their teachers, they want them to have an easier time, they want them to be more efficient, they want them to not burn out, to be happier, to improve teaching, to improve learning. They want all of those things. But district leaders also have a list of umpteen things that the school board told them they need to do, that the state and the federal government are telling them they need to do, that their strategic plan tells them they need to do. And those are their top priorities for spending this year. You come to them with a solution that your teachers love. If you haven't positioned that solution explicitly within their list of things that they need to accomplish, they're going to look at you askance and be like, what are you talking about? I don't have time for this. And this is why bottom-up adoption as a concept doesn't really work as a viable strategy for growth in EdTech when the district is the ultimate buyer. So can Teachers First work? The answer is yes, but not on its own. Yes, you can sell to Teachers First. You can offer them attractive pricing to get as many teachers as possible using your product, but you do have to pair that with marketing to districts from the start. Now, that can be time consuming, it can be expensive, okay, and you may not know where to begin. One way to make it more manageable is to target your activities. Don't try to boil the ocean. Don't go after every state. Pick the states where you want to market to the districts where you think you're going to have the best chances of success. You can do that targeting and segmentation a number of different ways, which is outside the scope of this, but somehow you do also have to do marketing to districts from the start. The nice thing about that is if you position your solution as a solution to the district's problems, then by the time your teacher enthusiasm reaches up and starts hitting the district, you're going to find that everybody's happy. The teachers love to use the great EdTech. They bring it to their principal. The principal says, oh yeah, people in my district have been talking about that. They're wondering about how we're innovating with this. Yes, I'll buy it for a year and see what's going on. You talk to the district person's like, oh yeah, I heard about this too. It solves my problem. I'd love to see a principal try that out, and I'd love to see how that goes. And so it's a virtuous cycle. It's full of smiles. And this is, I call it the teacher district pincer. It's essentially you're selling to teachers in the early stage while you're doing marketing to teachers, of course, but also marketing to the districts and positioning your product so that it's solving one of those big headline district problems. Now, if you do this, you'll find that you're not really going bottom up anymore. You're doing a pincer move. And that is the way, that you can get adoption. Once you run out of those early adopter teachers who will use your freemium product, this is how you transition to those district sales in year 2 or year 3. So what are the different kinds of marketing activities I'm talking about? Well, on the teacher side, that stuff may be, familiar. You're talking about content, media, PR, social media, organic and pay-per-click advertising, of course, in social, in Google Ads, teacher-led events, teacher champions and ambassadors. That's all teacher marketing. Now, on the district marketing side, what you want to be doing, and you can do this as soon as you go to market. You don't have to wait to do this. Find the districts where you believe you're going to have the best luck. And maybe that's because of a new state law, a new federal law, a pot of money that's available to districts in a state. Maybe it's because your product is specifically built for a certain state. Whatever it is, target your market and then start responding to RFPs, get approved as a vendor. Of course, do the content, the media, the PR, the social and Google ads, but go to district administrator events in your target market. Form partnerships with the education service centers, BOCES, RESAs, whatever they're called in your target states. Get involved with those organizations and start going to their events and participating in what they're doing. Maybe there's a sponsorship opportunity there. And, consider joining and participating in the professional organizations for the district leaders who are relevant to your product category. So that could be CEDTA or Q or any other number of professional organizations related to your product. So that's just a little intro. If you've got questions about it, you can certainly contact me, connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd be glad to talk with you about it some more. And I hope this was helpful and informative. Thanks.